Hey everybody, and welcome back to another weekend roundup. Today we're going to take a look at all the mods released in the Giants Mod Hub for the week of June 10th through June 14th. This was quite a busy week in the Giants Mod Hub where we saw some 50 mods either newly released or updated this week. Quite a huge number. We're going to take a look at those here in a brief bit, and I have to say it's kind of surprising seeing a lot of these mods weeks before the submission deadline for the Giants mod contest. For sure, I would be thinking that some of these mods would be held back for submission into that particular contest. I know the Farm Sim 17 mod contest saw a huge amount of submissions. I was just looking the other day through my mod contest first impressions playlist, and there were some 20-some maps just that were a part of the Farm Sim 17 mod contest, let alone the actual mods themselves were part of that contest. So with that, let's go ahead and pull up the mod hub and quickly talk about the stuff that was released and updated before we take a much closer dive into things released. So the first things that were released this week were the Triangle Tractor Pack was updated, as was the Man TGX tanker truck was updated. And I don't know if Giants has been doing this for a while or if I am just now noticing it, but they did seem, at least with this week, to have the updates listed first in the daily releases, and the new stuff released are posted after the updates. So that I thought was very, very convenient. So those extend to page 3. You basically have 48 or 24 mods, I should say, per page. So that's how we know that there were 50 either released or updated this particular week. We also had updates early in the week for the Couverland Exacta XL pack. Pacific Northwest 19 and Lipinki was also updated. And then we get the first mods that were released were actually on Tuesday the 11th. So all of this activity actually occurred, I think, over a period of just 4 days as opposed to 5. So the Couverland AB85 plow, Lizard GE50. Now this is a forage harvester header. Took me a little while to figure out what on earth that was. The only script mod released this week, extended finances, and then we had the beginning of what turned out to be lots of trailers. Metaltech TB pack, Kramer BB pack. Then we went to the next day, we had the contractor mod got updated. GTX, Ellis Modding's GTX had 3 mods updated in the same day. His field service trailer, customizable letterboxes, and the animal pen extension. Also had an update to the Amazon ZGB 5500 8200 fertilizer spreader. PGR Swilno was updated. We also had updates to the Metaltech PBB8, Metaltech BBL pack, Case IH14 subsoiler. The old Country Farm was updated, and then we go into the new mods. Gilbert Helios 15 manure spreader, HS8 sprayer support. So this is a nice support trailer to support your liquid fertilizer and herbicide sprayers. And we also saw a lot of placeables this week. I believe a total of 8 or 9 placeables this week. Machine Sets placeable by 20mm Normandy. And the old style farmhouse with well, we'll look at that here in a bit. It's with shed by the same mod author. Then we have the barn with silos and a timber frame barn with attic. Finally move into page 1. Where we have 2 new maps released on Thursday. Skidsteer Loader 711 pack by Black Sheep Modding was released. Open Rugen was updated. Big prefab package was released. Now prefabs are not placeables. These must use the Giants editor to place these into the map. These are not things that you can basically place via placeables. What he did was he made a pack off of his map that he did that is available for map authors. We have the Joskins Tornado 3 from Farm Sim 17. Ponzi Buffalo with Clamp. Venius Premium Slurry Spreader was released as a mod. Case Optum IH. John Deere 8R US from Custom Modding. More placeables. We had the Cow Shed and a riding facility. Big Manor House was also released. And then Friday, final set of releases this week. Placeable Large Cow Pasture was updated. New Barschlagen was updated. And then Placeable Straw Barn was released. Double Claw, so it looks like a double wide log fork was released. Hooverland BE6 plow, and then the Limpkin Dynamant 12 plow. Quite interesting seeing two big plows like this released side by side on the same day by completely different mod authors. Quite interesting how various modders can be working on nearly the exact same conceptual thing and then end up having them both end up getting released on the near, well, in this case, the same day, but sometimes nearly the same day, one day apart sometimes. We have the TGS 41500 IT Runner Truck. Jen's HEM58T wood chipper, and this one has a little trick up its sleeve I'm really looking forward to showing you guys. 2 more maps were released, so a total of 4 maps released this week toward the end of the week. Rogue River and yeah, this one. Let's hear what Google has to say.
Przemasowo. Przemasowo. Przemasowo.
Yeah, that map. We'll go with that. And then the Shootler 2500 VL finally was released by Giants Software themselves. And that is a quick run through of what was released or updated this week. Now, let's take a look at the Daily Mods updated thread. And you can see this was updated actually on Friday, June 14th. We are down to 27 mods other than what's listed here in or pending testing, and an average time frame of just 3 workdays from when a mod is submitted until it is entered into testing. Take a look at this big list of mods currently in testing. Got just a few for the PC. Interesting. This, I believe, is going to be a map. Oberbach. Agromosh may also be a map. Old Man Statue. That is interesting. I don't know if that's a map or if that's a literal placeable statue of an old man. Kind of interested to see what turns out in that one. Got an egg pallet for console, and if this is the egg pallet I'm thinking about, you guys are really going to enjoy this. Basically put your egg boxes in it, and it will basically auto-load into it. If it's the egg pallet that I am thinking about, have here the Devil Claw that was already released, as was M583. Hooverland was released. The Dynamite was released. So some of the stuff here has already been released, and then other stuff clearly has not. Here's the Ornessa map. Got another couple maps possibly pending release in testing. So guys, with that, let's go ahead and jump back in game. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to get started taking a look at these mods. And what we do is we typically start with the vehicles and then move on to the implements. I think this week we will split this video up into 2 parts, where we'll have the vehicles and implements in part 1, and then we'll come back in part 2 and cover the placeables and the 1 script mod. First up, we have the Shootler 2500 VL tractor. Go to our vehicles, and let's just see. Here under large tractors, it is not. Actually, I need to go in and deactivate a couple of things. Turns out I had left a few things actually activated from a set of mod videos I did here a couple days ago. So I'll be right back. All right, now we are ready. Should have cleared that out beforehand. Let's check medium tractors. There we are, the Shootler 2500 VL. I'm sure I am butchering the name, but you know what? I am not familiar with pronouncing these European style names. This mod is by Giant Software. Come on, there we are. You're into older style looking tractors, this one is probably sure to appeal to you from, at a minimum, the aesthetic standpoint. So the only configuration options we have here are tire setup. So we have Trelleborg standard, wide tires, twin wheels. Then we have Michelin standard, wide tires, and twin wheels. That is pretty much our choices. $124,000 to purchase, $6,324 to lease, $1,240 per day, and $2,604 per operating hour. Interesting, this tractor has a top speed of just 19 miles per hour. A little disappointing that we don't have actual grates here. Can't see into the engine compartment. We pretty much have just flat texture there. Starts this thing up. Not too terrible loud. We have we have four-wheel steering here. Yes, that's interesting. Check the horsepower rating on this. 240 horsepower. It's checking cab. Very, very nice looking interior, as you would expect from a Giants mod. See, we do have light up buttons here. Very basic cab. Much going on other than the gauges here. Additional options. If you're looking for a decent sized tractor, doesn't articulate, this might be a good option for you. Let's go ahead and check our four ways, left and right. Check our front stage lights. Stage there. Second stage, the back reverse lights, or work lights. Our third stage lights there. Interesting horns on this. Let's check and see what the horn sounds like. Okay. And of course we have beacons on the top. Looks like our hat is clipping through the roof. Come on, Giants. You all can do better than this, I hope. See that? But you can, I can see my hat is clipping through the headliner. So that is a visual issue with respect to this tractor, not a gameplay issue. I do like how these four wheels have four-wheel steering. Does not appear to be an option that you can actually turn off, though. Guys, that is the Shootler 2500 VL, again by Giant Software. Next up, let's take a look at the Case IH Optum. I find this under the large tractor section, I believe. We have the Case IH Optum CVX 250 to 300. It is $231,000. 34 mile per hour base speed, 240 or 273 horsepower in its standard config. And you can see, we can see into the engine there because the front is a mesh, not a solid texture. And that's what I was referring to with respect to the other tractor. So on this, we can change the main color from Case Red to black to another shade of red, kind of a metallic red, a kind of a flat black, and then another shade of red. This is deeper shade. Let's pick that one. Go back to that one. Honestly, I can't tell the difference between these two. But I also have colorblind mode enabled, so I wouldn't expect to be able to tell the difference between these two modes. Look at some of the other configuration options. First notable, we have configuration. We have the FZW, has a 3-point front. Then we have the MIT FZW, which adds a PTO to the front. We have wheel brand Trelleborg standard tires, wheel weights, wide tires, wide with weights, twin wheels, rear twins, and back to standard. Let's go to Trelleborg. We have Michelin standard tires, Midas wide tires, and back to Trelleborg. Then we have an engine 250 CVX, which is 273 horsepower, 270, which is 288 horsepower, 300, which is 313 horsepower, and back to the 50. So maxed out, we are at 313 horsepower. We have $259,343 to purchase, $13,226 to lease, $2,593 per day, and $5,446 per operating hour. This is the configuration without the front PTO, but take a look into that engine compartment, how much better that looks compared to how the old tractor over there looked. Now, this mod is by several mod authors. We have Nerve Alter, Christy136, sound file from Tropos Modding. Let's go ahead and check out that sound. Go. Check the front lights, second stage lights, our rear lights, and our third stage lights, the top lights. Pretty aggressive looking front lights. They light up there. You have suspension. Take a look at that when we back up and come to a stop. See a front nose diving there. Pretty cool suspension job going on. Center mouse button, left and right. Open and close the sunroof. Some ventilation in there. The hot air get out. Let's check around in cab here. Animated brake and throttle pedals there. Hard to tell with the lighting here. Let's see, let's try to get it back here into a shadow. Can't tell if we have any type of lighting going on. It's a little disappointing that these all stay lit up when the engine is off. Start, we actually get some readouts there on the display, but the readouts on the pillar seem to be static. It's a little disappointing. Overall, fairly nice tractor. That is the case IH Optum, again by Nerve Alter. They're butchering that also. And Christy136 58T36, and then the sound file by Astrophilus Modding. This mod is available for all platforms, as was the first mod, the Shootler 2500L. Next up, we have the John Deere 8R US series by Custom Modding. This mod is also available for all platforms. We're going to find it also under large tractors. John Deere Series 8R starts with 290 horsepower in this configuration. Start with narrow tires, if you will, and then an axle with the ability to attach second rim. Let's take a look at the front weight. We have standard 300 kilogram front weight, 500 kilogram front weight, 700 kilogram front weight, 1100 kilogram front weight. Back to standard. Choice of mud guards, basic or front fenders, all fenders, just back fenders. We have engine setup, the 8245R, 8270R at 318 horsepower, 8295R at 342 horsepower, 8320R at 368 horsepower, 8345R, 394 horsepower, 8370R, 418 horsepower, 8400R at 450 horsepower, and then back to the 8245R. That is quite an upsell at $80,000. Get an additional 200 plus horsepower, or almost 200 plus horsepower on this particular tractor. Let's take a look at the wheel setup. We have 30-inch 480 by 80 R50s. Add wheel weights to that. You can add dual back. Add dual back with wheel weights. You can have duals all around. Duals all around with wheel weights. We jump to these super wide tires. 1145 R46s. Get those with wheel weights. And then back to our standard set of tires. I'm going to go with the twins with wheel weights. Twins on the back, singles in the front. That looks pretty good. Go ahead and get that. And as configured, we're looking at $383,000, $19,533 to lease, or $3,830 per day, and $8,043 per operating hour. Let's come over here and take a look at this. Once again, we can see into the grate. Around here. Take a look on the inside. Start it up. And you can see when we start this up, our center pillar lights up. Our information screen here lights up. Not like the case that didn't light up at all. You see that we have lights on the dash. And we actually have light indicators there on the control panel lighting up, depending on which lights we have lit up here. Take a look outside. Let's take a look at our front lights. Front stage, rear stage. We have our third stage lights. One beacon there. Look at our four ways. Two flashers on the top. And let's see here. X to unfold tractor so that the indicators fold out. Left and right. Got brake lights. Take a look here. Turn it off. Let's get out. Sometimes we have an animated steering column, other times we don't. Steering column is stationary. Have forward and reverse animated levers there. Got an animated throttle pedal and animated brakes. Take a look left, and we go up and down. Actually adjust the front ride height with our left mouse button, and we go up and down. The right mouse button and go up and down. You can open and close the driver's side door. So. That, guys, is the John Deere 8R US Series by Custom Modding. And again, it is available for all platforms. All right, next up, we have the Skidsteer Loader 711 pack by Black Sheep Modding. Go over here to Vehicles and then Skidsteers. Now the Massey Ferguson 711 Skidsteer for $25,000. Has a 71 horsepower rating, and look at this interesting contraption. Say you would be very, very upset if you rolled this over. There doesn't appear to be very much protection at all for the operator. At any rate, looks like we have the ability to modify the main color, yellow to orange, red, and then black. I like the orange. How about you guys? Then we have rim color of yellow, black, gray, and then red. Go with so we'll go with the black on that. We have warning triangle on or off. Yeah, warning triangle on or off. Wheel setup. We have the T404. We have tracks. TH400. Then back to the 404. See, the 400 does indeed make this thing a little bit taller. And we have Trelleborg. That was in the Trelleborg tires. We have the Midas tires. We have one option there. Then we have standard design, sunshade, forestry, and back to standard. So at least with the sunshade, you get some resemblance of the ability to have rollover protection, hopefully. Let's go ahead and lease this thing up. As configured, we're sitting at $27,900, $1,422 to lease, $279 per day, and $585 per operating hour. Here to Skidsteer Loaders and see if we have any custom modding. We have some custom modding options. For our skid steer, we've got a bale spear that we can also change colors on. Let's make that orange. $2,600 for this one. $132 to lease. $26 per day and $54 per operating hour. We have the pallet fork. And we can change the colors again. $2,600 to buy with the main color. Oh my goodness. $2,000 to spray paint this thing. Are you flipping kidding me? That is ridiculous. $132 per day, $26 or $132 to lease, $26 per day, and $54 per operating hour. Universal shovel, again, it's going to cost us a fortune just spray paint. The shovel holds 1,200 liters. Same $2,600 to buy, $132 to lease, $26 per day, and $54 per operating hour. We have a larger shovel, 2,000 liter shovel. This one is $3,000 to buy, $153 per day, or $153 to lease, $30 per day, and $63 per hour. And then we have a weight pack. 1,000 kilogram weight pack that we can get. $1,000 for the weight pack, $2,000 to spray paint it. Totally, that is a ripoff. There, guys, we have the Skidsteer loader pack from Black Sheep Modding. This is available for all platforms. Let's take a look at this thing. A kind of a engine's mounted in reverse here. That is basically the equivalent of, I don't see a radiator, so not really sure what that's. Must be just air-cooled engine. Got lever controls. Take a look inside, see what the general visibility of this looks like. Fairly good visibility overall. This particular skid steer, because of the open construction. Do have animated gauges here on the bottom left and light indicators. Looks like we'll have a low fuel indicator also. Animated controls. Let's just go ahead and this over here. Drop this attachment off. See what it's like to hook up to this rear weight and hook up to this large bucket. As you would expect, incredibly good turning ratio on this. Basically spin on a dime. If we hook up to this, we kind of lose our rear hitch. I do want to kind of get a trailer or two and see if this rear hitch is functional or not. It's going to be low attachment for sure. I do just want to see. Drop that off. We had a ball hitch that was correspondingly positioned correctly. So we can indeed attach to a ball hitch. It's at the right height. See if we can attach to a pin hitch. And indeed, if it is also at the right height. Rear weight does lose our ability to use the hitch that does function. It's pretty good. Alright, so let's go ahead and check the lights on this. Have our front lights, which, well, they're a bit obscured by the bucket. Seems to be a design flaw by this particular model. With the pallet forks or the bale forks, they would work pretty good, but with the bucket, pretty obscured if you're trying to scoop something up. Second lights light up the rear there. No other indicators as you would expect, because this is not intended to be roadworthy. Only imagine how deaf you're going to be riding in this all day with the exhaust literally right behind your left ear. This is of the, I guess this is of the generation and the days back when, well, such things really weren't considered primary concern. Go ahead and move this out of the way, and we have one more vehicle to take a look at before we start taking a look at the abundance of implements and trailers that are available this week. Up out of that. clear these trailers out of the way. All right, let's take a look at the Ponzi Buffalo with clamping stake. Again, we go to vehicles and we go to forestry machines. We have the Ponzi Buffalo clamping stake. Compare that to the in-game Ponzi Buffalo, $221,000. Same price. What this one does is allows you to basically configure it up to clamp or hopefully clamp onto the back of a log and basically pull that along. So have a smoked shaded cab window there. We have our rim colors we can change. Any color we want. And we can change the main color also to any color we should so wish. The choice of Trelleborg Twin Radial Slim, Twin Radial Wide. Now that does give the vehicle a little bit lower stance in the field. We have Twin Forestry, a little deeper tread, and back to the 404 Slim. Let's go to the chains. So we have individual chains on all the tires. Pro Grip F, Pro Grip U. Different design. We have the Echo Track. We have the Evo Baltic, which is a different overall design of the track. EX, Kovacs, wider tracks. The Magnum, deeper tread on the tracks. And back to the Pro Grip F. We can get design without the shield or with a kind of a blade on the front. We're going to get with the blade and see if that is operationable. And we can get the design with a little claw, big claw, so we can change the size of our crane grabber there. And we have the Buffalo engine, 286 horsepower, or the HJM power engine at 450 horsepower. Should say this mod is available for all platforms and is by HJ Maschinenbau. There will be a link, or not a link, but it will be information down here in the third on that. Get one of those. Walk over here and take a look at it. You may say, where is this log clamp? Well, it's the back stakes here actually clamp in a little bit. I don't know how well it actually ends up clamping on the logs. This thing started. Take a look at the mouse controls. Crane up. You can see we can hit X to stake pull in. Put the stakes in. And slide them back out. We have the choice of left mouse up and down. Moves our crane controls like it normally would. Left and right moves the main crane. Left and right. Oh, whoa. There you go. Right mouse button up and down. Raises and lowers the extension arm there. Left and right will extend or retract the extension arm. And then left and right mouse buttons together will open and close the claw, go up and down, and if you go left and right, we'll rotate the claw. Now, in order to change to the stakes to operate the clamping stake, you basically need to change the control group. I am not seeing information on how to change the control group. We can do left control B, change the driving direction. Now in cab, basically have driving in reverse. And interesting enough, we have what looks like it's at the Felsburn, part of the Felsburn map showing up on our display. Left control B. So we rotate around. And now we are forward driving direction. We do have animated foot pedals. Pedals on this side. Do indeed. Lights. See any interior indicators on there. As far as cameras go, we kind of have a side crane cam. Have a in-cab camera. And the traditional free-roaming third-person camera. Now let's check real quick. Let's go here to the controls here in the escape menu and just see. Let's just see what is the toggle control group option, because I'm not seeing the option in the F1 menu to tell me this. Toggle control group, left control Z. Okay, so let's go left control Z. It's not doing anything for me. Take a look. Control group. Look. Left control Z. See, is there anything else related to control group? I'm not seeing anything other than that one, left control Z, which clearly wasn't working for me. Change it and see what happens. Let's change it to left shift X. Let's try that. Let's go left shift X. It's just changing the stakes. Let's change it back to left control Z. Not really sure why that is not allowing me to change the control group. X, Z now. Left control Z. Should let me change that so I can then control that back arm. Not really sure why I can't get that done. That is the Ponzi Buffalo with clamping stake. Also, don't seem to be able to change the blade, but that may also be because I can't change the control group. Mark that there. And take a look at the next mod, which is going to be the Gens HTM58T with EPS Camp. This mod is by Skidsteer and Ronnie B. It is available for all platforms. Go to Tools and then Forestry Equipment. Have the HEM 583Z, $88,000 for this particular wood chipper. That includes a crane and a chute. Change the main color on this, and we can change the design color to black. We have Trelleborg standard tires or wide tires, Munal tires. We have Michelin standard or wide, Michelin wide tires. Then we have design basic, or with the EPS cab. Let's get that with the EPS cab. $94,150 as configured. $4,081 initial cost to lease, $941 per day, and $1,977 per operating hour. This particular cab has some interesting things going for it. Let's go over here and just get a tractor and hook up to it. Alright, so let's take a look at the F1 menu. So if we hold these, that's for our tractor. Toggle. So G is. Let's go over here and see if G does it. Oh, G is letting me toggle between these. G is letting me select tool. So now we are on extras, left control, left and right. Does indeed raise and lower the blade. That. Everyone that told me to hit G and then I could do it, clearly you didn't watch the rest of the video. Comment. Left and right mouse button. Left and right will clamp that rear stake. Got a bit of claw there. Clamp down pretty good. And up and down, open and close stakes. Clamp these down. There you go. Now we can kind of pull logs out of the woods. To G again. There we go. We're back to crane. Go over to this one. G to pipe. We can do a pipe out. O and X to unfold this thing. See, when we unfold it, the cab raises up from operating position, and the crane controls out. Left control, left and right, we can control the chute, and up and down. We can also control the chute. We have the control group as pipe. Let's hit G to go to support arm. Left mouse button. Up and down. We'll put the support arms down. Let's go to G again. Now we're on the tractor. Now we're on the crane. Left mouse button, left and right. Up and down. Does the same thing as it did with the ponzi. Right mouse button. Left and right. Extends the arm just like the ponzi, up and down. Second arm. Left and right mouse button. Opens and closes the claw. Rotates the claw just as the other ponzi. We have a new one. We have a center mouse button. Left and right. Oh, it's still working the tractor. Okay. Let's hit C. So now outside, and now we are actually in the crane operational cab. Question is, does this allow us to better control crane for loading and unloading? This wood chipper, I don't know. I'm not the best at operating the crane. I could see where if you maybe had joysticks or you're really handy with moving the crane with maybe your keyboard or whatever, then you might enjoy this. Not my cup of tea. For sure. I'll put it away. Hit X to fold it up, hit O to put the pipe back in, then toggle over to the support arm, raise the support arms up, and there you go. Now we can move this around and put it wherever we want it. I didn't say this mod is available for all platforms. Next up, what am I doing? Next up, we're going to take a look at the TGS41500 IT runner, which is a truck. So let's put this back. Needs a tractor. Let's go to vehicles. So I had this in the wrong category. I have to jump back to vehicles. Let's go to trucks. Van TGS 41500 IT runner is $195,000. This mod is by PM Modding and it is available for all platforms. We have the choice of main color, all kinds of custom main colors, and then we have our stock colors down here. They're all intermixed. Schwartz color, that Silverstone color. We have our rim colors. There we go. And then design color. Changes the frame and the hook lift. So then we have Trelleborg tires or Lizard Road tires. And Nokian communal tires. We have engine setup. We have the TGS 41 430 8x8, 430 horsepower. We have the 470 8x8, 470 horsepower. 510 8x8 for 510 horsepower. And back to the 430. Let's go ahead and lease this with the largest engine configuration, $218,300. $11,133 to lease, $2,183 per day, and $4,584 per operating hour. So this mod obviously has a prerequisite of requiring the IT runner pack. Let's go ahead and get an IT runner module, grain container. Start this up. Hit X to extend the arm. Hook that up. Load it up. While we're loading it up, let's take a look at our lights. We have our first stage lights. Second stage lights there on the back to light up our cargo area, and then our third stage lights. Check four ways. Front and rear. Left and right. First lights. We also have secondary lights on the back of the truck to light up maybe where we are trying to hook up. Look inside. Have animated gauges. Gauges light up. Does look like they indeed are lighting up. Four-way flashers. There you go, guys. That is the MAN 41500 IT runner truck. And if you get this, you're going to need the IT runner pack. I would not try this on the small containers. I would use the bigger containers for this. Let's see, does it have a rear hitch? It does not have a rear hitch. All right, next up. Take a look at the Metaltech TB pack by Melody 98 and Mr. Zixon. Go to tools and then trailers. Over here to the Metaltech DB pack, which has the DB6, DB8, 10, 12, 14, 14 premium, DB20, 20 premium. So we have lots of trailers here to pick from. All of these are standard trailers. They're not dolly style trailers. We did have a Metal Tech pack that was released, I think, last week that included dolly style trailers. Basically have the same general configuration, just different physical sizes of the trailer. 6, 8,000, or 15,400 liters. Change the pattern on these, just like we could on the other Metal Tech trailers, which were dolly trailer based. Now, something to note, cover on these are on the large capacity, not the cover in a bale trailer format. Something to note on all of these trailers, see what they hold here. Basically all of the solid fill types on the base game. Something to note that they only hold all the fill types when they are in trailer configuration like this, standard capacity. They have the upper frame on them for the additional capacity. They are only going to support large fill types like wood chips, chaff, hay, straw, and grass, and silage possibly. Not going to support your grains or your pig food, solid fertilizer, or your lime. Bale trailer, which on this large one sadly includes the side supports here. Nice if those went away because they are very much in the way, in my opinion. This thing up as a bale trailer. Some others, the premium bale trailer still has the stakes. Let's go down here to the 14. Still has one stake. 10 is probably the biggest trailer you're going to get that isn't going to have that center or those two center stake options. Let's get one of these with the cover. It's this, and we'll just look at all of them. So the TB6 standard capacity or large capacity is 15,400. Standard capacity is going to be lower on this, just 8,000 liters. TB8 is 10,000 liter standard capacity and 19,500. Interesting here, it says 19,000 there. Extended capacity. B10, 13,000 liters or 21,500. 12, 15,200 or 24,000 liters. 14, TB14, 17,000 liters or 27,000 liters. 14 premium, 19,300 or 29,000. TB20 is 26,000 liters or 40,000 liters. And the TB20 premium is 29,000 liters or 44,000 liters on the capacities. Let's go ahead and let's grab a tractor. Not that one. This one. What we're going to do is we're going to hook this up and just try to dump the trailer just to see how well it dumps. Looks like we do have hoses. This particular tractor doesn't appear to have air hookups. That's why the air hoses didn't hook up, but we do have electric and hydraulic. Right, so we have tip side back, tip side left and right, and grain door. So lie. See, we have an animation on the grain door, opening and closing as it lifts up. We have an animation here on the bottom. Check the bottom handle there. Do a control I that rotates to open up the locking mechanism on the rear door. That's pretty cool. Tip side to the left, See the locking mechanism open up there. Cool. I can just assume that the same locking mechanism there is going to open up while the tip side right also open. Neat. That, guys, is the Metaltech TB pack, and it differs from the Metaltech pack that was released, I think, last week or the week before. I think it was last week. That was just, they were Metaltech, but they were dolly style trailers. Overall, the same general configuration. Let's take a look at the Crampy DB pack, another trailer pack. Again, it was kind of interesting. Both of these trailer packs came out the exact same day. BB740, BB790, and the Big Body 900S. All of these trailers also hold all of the standard solid build types here on the map. So it's 2-axle. Some interesting decals on the side. We can change the main color. Change the rim color to a subset of the main colors. And then we can change the design color. Then going to change the frame. That we have choice of Trelleborg tires standard or wide. We have Michelin standard or wide. We have fall sale potatoes. Yes, it's pretty cool. So we could put like a support in here to kind of slow down the potatoes going into the trailer, maybe help protect them from being bruised or damaged. I guess the potatoes fall on that, and then it catches them, and kind of then they fall through the slats onto the trailer. Yes, that's what I'm guessing. That is what it's meant for. 25,100 liter capacity on the BB740. As configured, $43,878, $2,237 to lease, and $438 per day, and $921 per operating hour. Let's see if we have the same general options as we do on the 790. We have rim colors, main color, and design color again. You can change the capacity to 40,900 liters. Trelleborg and Michelin, and we can change the logo, 100 years Crampy logo, but we don't have the option of doing the potato catcher thing. And then the Big Body 900. This is a huge trailer here. Again, we have the ability to change our colors whatever we want. Completely ugly color combinations there. We're going to go with it. 46,000 liters are 30,200 liters. Again, Trelleborg standard wide tires. Michelin standard wide tires. That as configured, nearly $70,000, $69,678, $3,553 to lease, $696 per day, and $1,463 per operating hour. This potato thing is pretty interesting. Let's go see what the options are on this one. Of these dumping. We have hose hookups, and we have an animated jack. That's pretty cool. Reverse lights, brake lights, left and right blinkers. Go tip side back, or tip side grain door. Interesting animation. It's like the grain door popped open real quick and then started doing its animation. We have latch there. As soon as the latch opens up, grain door pops open quick. Then it starts to dump. Let's change that to the grain door. Bit smoother animation if you ask me on that one. Let's go try out the other trailer. Again, there were 3 trailers in this pack. We're only going to try 2. Oh, look at that! It's free flowing. It's moving around. That netting is moving around. It's pretty cool. Once again, we have the same tip side back grain door. Let's go tip side back and see if this pops open like the other one did. Go. Let's change the grain door. Main general animations. All right, next up, we're going to take a look at the Gilbert Helios 15 manure spreader. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. In under manure spreaders, we have the Gilbert Helios 15, $32,800, has a storage capacity of 14,900 liters and a working width of 10 meters. There are no configuration options on this, so let's go ahead and lease this up. $1,672 to lease, $328 per day, and $688 per operating hour. Go ahead and grab our case. This, we do have hose hookups. Go ahead and run up the hill here. We should have a silo that will dispense us out manure. So we can give it a go. 10 meter working width isn't that big of a spread though. Fill us up. And we're going to see about applying it to the field that's right here adjacent to us. Hold. Turn it on. And there we go. Now, interesting enough, byproduct of maybe some parts of this field not needing manure, probably is. Go over here. That's the One of the problems with this map at this point in the stage is everything that needs fertilizing has already been pretty much fertilized. There we go. We got a patch here that needs fertilized. See, there's the 10-meter working width. Just going to drop that there. And head back to the shop where we're going to take a look at the next mod. But before we do that, let's talk about the Gilbert again. This mod is available for all platforms and is by the mod author Arkeson. Arkeson. Yeah. Well, anyway, it's in the lower third over here to the bottom right. All right. Go off-road. Next up, we're going to take a look at the Joskin Tornado 3 by ETA Ma Choice. It is available also for all platforms, and this is another manure spreader. Here under manure spreading, we have the Joskin Tornado 3, $49,000, 1,900 liter capacity, 15-meter working width. We have the choice of Trelleborg or Michelin tires, and we have a standard design or with Beacon. $2,537 to lease, $497 per day, and $1,044 per operating hour. What happens when you try to back up with the mirrors? All right, once again, let's go ahead and take it up the hill, give it a little spin. And while this is filling, I might try to set the state on this field to something that will more easily take fertilizer. Or not fertilizer, but yeah, fertilizer. See if I can get that done. Alright, well that didn't work out too well. I didn't know wasn't able to figure out the command to do that. There definitely is a command, but it was asking for a variable that I couldn't quite figure out what to put in there for, so we're just going to go ahead and come over here, spread a little manure. On. You have a much wider spread on this one. Anyone that's used this in Farm Sim 17 knows how this particular spreader works. Yeah. As that is the Joskin Tornado 3 for all platforms, again by ETA Ma Choice. Mar Choice. And in the lower third, here in the lower right. Up next, we're going to take a look at the Venus Premium Integral 2000 or 20,000. This is a slurry spreader. Again, is available for all platforms. It is by STV Modding. Find this under slurry tanks. Going over here, we have the in-game Premium Integral 2 for 240 horsepower requirement, 30,000 liter storage capacity, $165,000. This one is a slightly smaller version. The in-game is 3 axles. This one is 2, just $76,200, 20,000 liter capacity, and 180 horsepower. This does work with the Vibro Gruber applicator as well as the Glide Fix 15 applicator. It will support slurry or digestate. I have a choice of main color, choice of rim color, and then design color. Just seems to change the boxes on the sides and the pump here. Back to black. What is changing? White. Black. Not really sure what is changing. Anyway, we have Trelleborg Standard. 4 wide tires. We have Michelin Standard, 4 wide tires. Again, I'm not really sure what is changing with respect to the design color. Again, seeing anything that's white on here at all. Anyway, let's go ahead and lease this up just so we can take a look at it. I don't think the silo up there is going to give me liquid. Probably kind of stuck not being able to demonstrate this. Do have hose hookups on this, and this particular tank does have a applicator, a spreader here on the back, so we could use it standalone, or we could attach one of those 2 applicators we talked about. That is Venus Premium Integral 20,000 STV modding, and is available for all platforms. Next up, we have the HS8 sprayer support trailer. So this one, have to under crop protection for the HS8, basically the in-game milk water trailer, been reconfigured to support digestate, not digestate, but herbicide, fuel, and liquid fertilizer. Rim color, paint color. We have capacity HS8 or HS8P, HS8D. Doesn't change the actual capacity. This 8D, we get this warning label on the back. Not sure what that represents. That is European type thing, I guess. Pretty sure what the HSP is. Seeing anything over parent on that. Go back to the HS8. Go ahead and buy a few. Buy 1 fertilizer tank. And we'll buy 1 fertilized spreader. Buy the sprayer here. Fill this with the liquid fertilizer. the way. Get our Shootler. Get our other tractor here. Let's hook this up to our sprayer. And just see that we can basically fill our sprayer from this tank. This mod is by Holger Singstock and is available for all platforms. Oh. Let me read the description. Maybe that would tell us something. So it says the HS8 has a capacity of 8,000 liters, supports liquid fertilizer and herbicide, choice of colors, text pallets for refueling, recognizes placeable shops to buy liquid fertilizer and herbicide, and supports placeable storages for liquid fertilizer and herbicide. The 8P can place pallets at the edge of the field. So the 8P you can unload, cannot discharge directly at storages. Has the same capacity, same support for liquid fertilizer and herbicide, and all of the other options. The HS8D is an 8,000 liter diesel tank of 1,000 liters is installed. Get an additional 1,000 liters of diesel stored in there and can refuel vehicles directly. Supports gas stations and the diesel mod. Dangerous goods are marked on the rear, so that's what the sign is on the rear. 8D only supports 7,000 liters of liquid fertilizer or herbicide. There's 1,000 liters of it is basically reserved for fuel. There you go. That is the option. Are two mods that are listed as required. Diesel mod by Holger Singstock, and the fertilizer tanks mod, when that is a placeable fertilizer tank refill. And there you go. Pretty useful, pretty resourceful. Because kind of the base game, you really didn't have a way of refueling your sprayers when they ran out. You kind of had to bring pallets around. That's pretty cool. Again, that is the HS8 sprayer support tank. Available for all platforms. Move this out of the way. And we've just got a handful of mods left before we break for part 2. Next up, we have the Lizard GE50. This is a forage harvester header. Go ahead and take a look here at the shop. Go to Tools, Forage Harvester Headers. We have the GE50 for $19,000. The wide pickup header for grass or hay. Or I guess if you had, but you wouldn't have silage on the that. And lease it. No configuration options. $968 to lease, $190 per day, and $399 per operating hour. This is 5 meters in width. Compare that to some of these other pickups. New Holland 300 FP is just 3 meters. Krone Easy Flow 200S, also 3 meters. Pick up hay and grass. Hay and grass. This one also picks up hay and grass. Get a forage harvester. It doesn't have collisions on it. It does attach to the hitch. Drive this over to the field. Let's connect for our harvester. Attach up to that. Fold this up. Let's fold up. tongue collapses, slides in on itself. Down, turn it on, and then we have a really wide pickup to pick up our roots, hay, or grass. It is by 7.6 max and is available for all platforms. Okay. Up we have the Overland BE6. This is a 1.8 meter plow. Shockingly, only requires 120 horsepower. Go to plows. We have the Salford, 85 horsepower. The Agrimaz POH5, 150 horsepower. Lemken, 300 here. Then we have the Overland BE6, $12,000, 1.8 meter working width, 120 horsepower. Now compare this to the other plow, the Overland plow, that is available in the Mod Hub today, 1.9 meter working width, AB85, still $12,000, 92 horsepower. meters, 85 horsepower, 5 meters, 100 horsepower. This one is by CatFan18 Mods and Driver 300. It is available for all platforms. Does have a nice port wheel on the back. You don't have to worry so much about a front weight. Having this big plow just, hang off the back. Fold and unfold option that doesn't seem to be doing anything. Spec to the plow. Drop it down. Go. Fold and unfold doesn't seem to be doing anything. Now I get it. Now it's doing something. I have to just be a little more patient. There you go, guys. That is the Overland BE6 plow by CatFans18 Mods and Driver 300. We go ahead and run it back up here and get the next plow, which is going to be the Overland A8E8 AB85 by Melody 98 and is available for all platforms as well. It has just a slightly wider working width at 1.9 meters. Same working speed, same price as the other Overland that we just looked at. And it's kind of interesting that we have two plows by the same manufacturer, slightly different models in the same week, at least. A little bit shorter. Like it will be hanging off the back. We'll have to worry maybe about weight $612, $120 per day, and $252 per operating hour. Depending on your tastes, you may prefer one over the other. When it's not supported, pretty sure you need to make sure you've got enough weight in the front of the tractor. Keep it from tipping forward. Not near as long as the other one. That means that it has a bit more of a rake angle to it. The furrows are going to be deeper or larger. Not 100% sure on that because, well, I'm just making this up. Keep this up, we're going to get rid of all these coupler that we put down back in the Anderson DLC release. Feels like it might have a little narrower working width, just based on things. See, once we separate it a little bit, I guess it's about the same from high above. Again, that is the Overland AB85 by Melody 98 and is also available for all platforms. And we have one more plow to take a look at today. Is the Limpkin Diamond 12. Has a working width of 4.5 meters, a horsepower requirement of 225 horsepower, same working speed of 7 miles per hour, I believe, as the other plows, and a higher price tag, $45,000. It is by, well, the thru FS and TCL98, and it's available for all platforms. Need to haul out a bigger tractor. Use the old John Deere for this one. Again, if we go to plows, we have the Limpkin Dolomite 12. We have the Titan 18, 4.9 meters. Dolomite 12 is a little shorter, 4.5 meters. Interesting design. It looks like this plow does indeed rotate. Does have a wheel to support it. No options. $45,000 to buy. $2,295 to lease. $450 per day and $945 per operating hour. Go. Once again, head down here to our poplar field. Give it one good pull through the field. Hold. And then and flip it with B. So. Down. 10 miles per hour working speed on this one. I think the other two plows were just working it at 7. Well, I would make pretty quick work of a modest size field. Here. Go ahead and fold this back up. We have the Lincoln Diamond 12 by thru FS and TCL98 and is available for all platforms. Now, final mod we're going to take a look at today in our vehicles and implements is the HJM double claw, the wheel loader attachment, and is basically a log fork, a log grab. Go ahead and take a look at that. So if we go to tools and wheel loaders, of course we have the standard in-game big log grab. Doesn't seem to work worth a darn. And we have the double claw for $5,950. It's basically a scaled down, doubled up version of the in-game. I'm hoping we'll grab the logs a bit better because it has 2 sets of grabbers. No configuration options on this. $303 to lease, $59 per day, and $124 per operating hour. Go to wheel loaders. Go ahead and hook up to this thing. It is a beast for sure. Hatcher's very good on the wheel loader, moving just a little bit when we move up and down. A little bit of a delay when we move the wheel loader to what is attached. Not too terrible bad. Left click, left and right. The right click, left and right will open and close claw. Of course, left click up and down, raise and lower the claw, and then left and right will tilt claw. This mod is by HJ Machinabu. Oh, that's probably butchered. Also, this mod, as I said, is available for all platforms. That is it, guys. That is the end of part 1. Tune in for part 2, which is where we're going to cover the placeables and the one script mod released this week in the Giants Mod Hub. Again, this is the weekend roundup for all the mods released during the week of June 10th through June 14th, 2019. Part 1, which covered the vehicles and implements and tools. Until next time, happy farming.